Hello. Hey, welcome in, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Allie, and I'm here to be your guide and your host over these next 30 minutes or so together, where I'll be walking you through Munch Studio. And specifically, I'll be showing you how to make Munch Studio sound like you, time after time again. You can make all these tweaks and these adjustments, but I'm going to be showing you how you can get it right out of the gate using Munch Studio. We're going to be tailoring our account together, and I'll be showing you some new features that are really incredible and really help to get you off the blank page. Now, before I really dive into the meat of this, I want to show you how you can get the most out of Munch Studio today and out of our time here together. You'll want to make sure that your account is pulled up. So if you do have a Munch Studio account, go ahead, pull it up, walk through some of these new features with me. Again, I'll be sharing screens so you and me can kind of do it side by side. And then if you don't have a Munch Studio account yet, you're welcome to take a free trial. You can go to munchstudio.com and go ahead, get started. It takes maybe 2 minutes to set up, and then you can be walking side by side with me as well too. Now, a few things that I'm going to be pointing out to you today is how you can customize the content before it's ever generated. So it's what I like to call the brain of Munch Studio. We'll be diving inside of the brain to learn how to tweak it and really customize that content. Now, we're going to be taking it another step further too. Once it's actually generated, if you want to be making any tweaks or adjustments, I'll be showing you how to do that. And then lastly, I'll be walking you through our newest feature, which is where Munch Studio can take your existing blogs that you have already on your website and tailor them into custom social media posts. This is incredible because now it's able to kind of munch down and create this content based off of information that you've already written and published. So without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen with you, and we'll go ahead and dive on in. Actually, one last thing that I want to share before I start sharing my screen. There is a Q&A button, and I want to get to your questions today. So you'll see that button inside of this Zoom webinar. You can click on that, ask any questions as they pop up, and then at the very end, I'll come back to answer those questions if our team doesn't already get to it inside of the chat for you. Okay, now without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, we are officially inside of our Munch Studio account, and I just have us on our Explore page. This is the most fun part, I think, because this is where you can go through and look at all of these posts that have already been generated for you. Now, this is all going to be based off of your website, your URL. So in this example that I'm walking us through, it's a motorcycle influencer account who does a lot of blogging. That's specifically why I wanted to show you this account. So when we walk through the blog feature, you can see a bunch of different options for us to choose from. Now, I told you that I was going to be sharing with you the brain. So we'll come back to the Explore page because how we can tailor this page all starts inside of our brand setting. Here you'll see we have our URL, itchyboots.com. And once we put that in during our onboarding for Munch Studio, some of you may be going through that now. You'll notice you put that URL in and it pulls your business name, your business description, and the problem that you solve. Now, while Munch is automatically going to be generating this for you, I'd highly recommend as often as every single week, you're getting in here and you're updating your business description. This here is that brain that I was talking about earlier. The more that we add in here, the do's and the don'ts of what we would like to see, the more the content is going to reflect that. So, like I said, this is a motorcycle account. If I'm like, Munch Studio, don't you dare show pictures of bicycles. You can put that in there. Please avoid bicycles. Or if you really want to make your account tailored to riding your bike, your motorcycle near the ocean, you can add that in here, and then the content will automatically go through this list of what you've written inside of your description to make posts that are tailored to exactly that. So again, this is going to be a key spot for making updates. Another way to think of this outside of just a brain is as if it's your social media assistant, right? If you actually had someone that was inside of your business that was helping you to create posts and to manage your social media, what would you tell them? The same things that you would tell them, make sure to add into this description here. Now, next, I want to move on to our identity because I think this is really special. It's automatically going to be pulling your logos, but if you have anything else that you want to add in here, you're welcome to do so. I also want to point out that we have a way to automatically make sure that the brand font is alignment with what your website is or what you want to see on your social media. So if there is a specific font for your titles or your call to actions or any other types of text, you can go ahead and update that here. Like for example, I'm a sucker for Playfair. So let's say that I want to use this all caps for the title, and then I want to use Playfair again, but for the other text, I'll go lowercase. You can update any of your brand colors, the brand tone, etc., even your content language, which I think is pretty cool. But once you have that updated, you can go back to the Explore page, refresh, add more content in, and you'll start to see those colors, those fonts, anything that you updated reflected on this page. So let me go ahead and click Add Content and show you how you can do that. You can click on Quick Posts, which is what we'll do together, where it's automatically going to be generating new posts for you. I love that because it takes the thinking out of it and it uses Munch's brilliance to create new posts without you having to think from the very beginning. But if you are someone who wants to get a little bit more granular around what you'd like to see generated by Munch, you can also go here and type in specific types of content. So let's see. Let's see some prompt examples here. So you might want to, let me see if there's any good ones to point out. I love this one. Create content that breaks down a challenging Pilates move, like teaser or elephant, showing modifications in proper form, right? So we can get really specific with the type of content that we would like to see here, and then generate that. Munch will take a moment, create different posts that are tailored to that, and then show them to you on your Explore page. Now, the other way to do it, again, is clicking Add Content and then Quick Posts. So I'll go ahead and click that here, and then in just a couple minutes, it's going to be generating new posts for us to play with and publish. Now, while that loads, let me show you how you can edit these posts even further. So if you see one that you really like, such as this one, you can go ahead and click on Edit. From here, you can actually choose which types of images you would like added onto this. If you want to replace any pictures, if you want to add any in, you can go ahead and choose what photo works for you and place it onto the page. Now, what's nice as well is that you can change any of the text that's here. So if you want to change what's written down to the font, down to even the spacing for this, you're welcome to do so inside of this editor. Now we'll go ahead and go back. You'll see that that has automatically been saved for us. And let's go ahead and look at the new content too. Here we go. There we go. So as you can see, it kind of generated the new content at the same time as us editing that one. So that's why I had to go fishing just a little bit. But when you're ready to share a post, like we'll go ahead and click share here. You can make any updates to the caption as well. Though let me tell you, this is truly one of my favorite things is that it's written the caption for you. So that way you don't have to come up with it on your own anymore. But you can make any changes, update any of the hashtags if you'd like, and choose the time that you would like it to go live. So let's say that we want this one to go live on Saturday. We can go ahead and schedule that to go into our content planner, or you can post it now. Now you'll see that this automatically brought us to our planner here, and you can see that's been added into our calendar in this pink color. That means that something has been scheduled, which is super, super exciting. I want you guys all to get to the step if you haven't yet. Now you'll also see that there's a lot of white little gaps inside of our calendar too. These are suggestions of what you should be posting. It doesn't mean that you have to fill every single one in, but based on your content strategy, this is what we would be recommending if you want to show up online consistently. Now let's talk about your content strategy a little bit too, because this is also automatically created when you join Munch Studio. Now this is based on our expert opinion, things that we've been seeing working for other businesses, but you're welcome to jump in and edit any of this. So for example, if you didn't want to post this much, especially not on Mondays on Instagram for some reason, you can go ahead and X that out. Let's say we don't want to do Fridays as well. Let's say we want to do Thursdays, but we'd really prefer doing it at a 2:30 time because we have an earlier audience. Now we can go ahead and review these changes and apply them. You'll see this content calendar was automatically updated for us. based on that. Pretty cool, huh? Now, a lot of us have probably seen that video content has really been taking off online. And so Munch Studio has updated to bring you the best in video. Let's go ahead and take a look at that underneath our projects tab. Now, you'll see some pretty funky looking pictures of me here. And these are just little thumbnails from some videos that I've uploaded. But I want to show you how this works. You have the option here of a few different things. You can create clips from your videos, which is something that I really love. You can film, let's say, a 5 to 10 minute video, upload it to Munch Studio, and then Munch Studio again is going to be creating these bite-sized video clips that are really primed for social media. Now, how many of us have ever come across a 10-minute social media post? Not very often, not very often. Social media nowadays is really catered to short, 30-second to 90-second content. And Munch Studio knows that. So it's going to take your clip down from 10 minutes and create a bunch of different little clips that you can use. So if you click on this here, you have the option to upload your own video, or you can even add in a link from YouTube, from Google Drive, from Dropbox, wherever you have that. And let's see, I don't think I have one ready to share. So let me go ahead and leave this and I'll show you what it looks like once you get a finished result. So I think this video here was about 2 minutes long that I recorded. And then Munch Studio went ahead and made 9 different clips that are ready for me to share here and added in the captions, music. It fixes the framing for you too if you end up going off camera, right? It also helps to take out some of those little pauses so you don't have to worry when you go to film of making sure that it's perfect. You just have to make sure that you're giving it something to work with. So let's go ahead and click on this first one here, for example. So let's talk about when you pull out your phone, the best kind of tricks of the trade. So this video here, you can see we have the music. I'm not sure if you guys are catching that, but there's music that's playing in the background. You can hear my talking. We've got subtitles on the screen. Let me go ahead and close this. Oh, let's go back. Let's see, I think it was on this one. You can go in and edit this further. This is what I really wanted to show you, is that if you want to update any of the automated captions that show up on screen, you can do that here. You can change the placement of where they are, and you can even get really granular with the style. So what is that font that you would like to be on here? And you can choose from our different templates if you'd like to see something totally different, like this. All right, from here we have the option to share that as well. You can download it or you can share it directly to your socials. So if there is specific music that you want to add, you can download that and then post it directly through the application. If not, we also have a ton of different audio options for you here, and you can even change the volume. So maybe I'll turn this down a bit. And right now I have cozy beats playing, but you could do tropical joy, gentle breeze, etc. And something else that I really love inside of this is that we have the option to apply any of these updates across the entire project. So I think you saw there was like 9 different posts that it created. You don't individually have to go in and update each of those. You can do it across the projects directly here. Now, I'm super excited to show you one of the features that I teased for you at the very beginning of this, which is the ability to adapt your blogs into social media posts. So I have an example for you here, but I want to show you what that looks like. You can go into New Project. You have the option to resize your video for social media. You have the option to add captions directly. And lastly, you also have the option to create posts from your blogs. So let's go ahead and dive into this one together. Here you can see this account specifically has a lot of really fun blogs, such as 10 questions to ADV Travel Bug, 10 questions to RTW Paul, um, and adventure riding in Mauritiana. I gotta skip that one in the future. So you can choose one from here that you would like to see created into a blog. So let's say this one right here. Then you have the option to choose which platform you want to design these posts for. Is it Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn? Let's choose LinkedIn, for example. And then you have the option to let Munch Studio choose the content style for you, or you can select your favorites from here. So if you know you really like this format and this one, you also like the way this is structured and this first one here, you can choose your top three favorites. So let's say I like that one, and then click next. You'll name your project, choose the language, goal, the tone, which I think all looks great. These visuals here were automatically pulled directly from the blog itself. Though you're welcome to add additional media here if you'd like. Then we can go ahead and select Munch It, and in just about 5 minutes, those social media posts are going to be created for us. Now, right before we hopped on, I uploaded one here. And you can see that it's pulling the information directly from that blog and it's creating these ready to go posts for us. So let's take a look at this one. So cool. It's even adding an imaging of its own that's really relevant to the content. And again, you can edit, make any tiny adjustments to this that you would like before scheduling that to go live. All right. One final thing that I wanted to point out to you is this Insights tab. I think this is a really powerful tool for us as well, too, as you're posting more through Munch Studio. Now, this is going to be taking a look at your account across all different platforms that you have connected. Now, whether that is Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, etc., all of those stats are going to be here. Now, we have the opportunity to look at this 7 days, 30 days, or 90 days to see how our account has progressed. You can even go down and see across all platforms which posts have been generating the best views, likes, engagement, and you can sort by all of that here. Now, the reason that I want to bring this up is this is going to educate us in knowing which types of content our audience is really liking to see and which one helps us to ultimately reach that larger audience as well. Now, to make sure that you can see all of these statistics and insights, and to make sure that your posts are published appropriately, you want to make sure that your account is connected through integrations. This is the secret sauce. This makes the magic happen. When you are scheduling your post to go live, you have to make sure that your account is actually connected in order to make that happen. Now, you'll see that Instagram here is connected, but if you want to connect through Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok, yes, all of these can be connected inside of your Munch Studio account. You can go ahead and click the connect button. Now, if at any point you run into any confusion or questions as you're taking a look at this, you're welcome to select the guide button here. This is going to give you step-by-step instructions and even videos that are going to be really helpful to you too. Now, another thing that I want to point out, if you ever run into trouble or need additional support, you'll see little eye icons throughout your account. Or the eye icons, what they do is they allow you to watch video tutorials throughout this. Or if you ever need additional support, you can always reach out to the team at support@munchstudio.com. All right, this has been so fun walking you through these new features, but I want to turn it back to you. It looks like a couple questions have come through the chat, and I'll be taking more as well too. So if you think of any questions as I'm going through this, put them in the chat now so can make sure to get to them for you. Okay, so I'm seeing, can you post or schedule the same post for Instagram and Facebook? That's a wonderful question. For that, I believe that you have to have two different posts. You can't schedule it at the exact same time, but you can schedule the same one to be posted across different platforms. So it's a two-step process, but I believe the team is working on making that a little bit more seamless for you. Stacy asks, oh, another thing that's really fun for that too is you can favorite which post you're really liking. So that way, if you do want to come back to a post and post it again later on a different platform, for example, you can do that too. Stacy is asking, can we adjust the number of hashtags automatically? Um, automatically. Inside of your brand settings, what is really cool, let me share because I actually saw it on this one too. Inside of your brand settings here, you can actually say certain hashtags that you would like to be used every single time. So if you know the certain ones that you would like or the certain amount, you can add that into the business description. So you'll see here, itchy booters. Hashtag was requested to be inside of the post, and then you could see that inside of every piece of content because it was coming from the brain. Now, of course, if you didn't want it to be on every single one, but you wanted to update it per, you can always update that inside of the caption before you schedule that to go live too. Sarah asks, is there a way to change a story to a reel in Munch that is already created? Stories and reels tend to serve two different purposes. And so you'll see that Munch Studio has kind of highlighted certain things as a story, that it'll perform better as a story. And the reason for that really comes down to the type of content. So your story is really going to be for um, your current audience, and it tends to be a little bit more educational or testimonial driven. And then you'll also see that your reels, they can be a little bit longer. You know, it's not necessarily it kind of has just like a different feeling to it. Another thing that I love that Munch Studio does is the story tends to be really engaging, where it's like it prompts you with a question, so people end up in your DMs. So I really like that as well. I don't think there's a way to directly change it from a story to a reel since some of those are already preset. But what we're really focusing on for future developments and rollouts is the video functionality. And so you'll see that like the projects that's rolled out and some other features that are really supporting specifically Reels. So you can see more of that. Vera asks, is Munch only for one user? Yes, the one account will be for one business. So you could, for example, share your login if you have a different team member that you want to jump inside of Munch Studio, but it will just be for one business. The reason for that is every time that you update your brand, you lose, all of the progress that you've made and would also have to reconnect your different accounts. So multiple people could use it, only one login, and only one business. Okay, another question. Can you do an example of scheduling the same post for Instagram and Facebook at different times? Absolutely. So let's go ahead and do that together now. Thank you for that. And if there's any other demos that you guys want to see while I have you, feel free to put that in the chat and I'd be happy to do that with you. Okay, so let's go into our Explore page here. And we'll just choose this first one for example, though it is a carousel. Let's try it anyhow. I'm gonna heart it first off. Let me heart these two, so that way I'm not losing them. If you want to view your favorites at any time, you can filter up here by clicking saved. So that way, if I post one, for example, I want to make sure that it's still in that saved category. So go here, share the post, and here you can see we have the option to post across Instagram or Facebook for this one. And so the question was, can you post both of them at the same time? And the answer was no. You kind of have to do this as two separate steps, right? You'll also notice that you can't post this across TikTok or YouTube. That's because TikTok and YouTube are really more video forward. So you can only post it across these three, which prefer the static post. So let's say we're posting on Instagram. We'll choose it. We'll go Thursday. And just for example, kind of speed through this. We'll post someone to go out. It brought us back to our planner where you can see that that's been scheduled to go live. And then let's go back to our Explore page. Go into our saved post. It brought me right to this one. We'll go into our saved post. We'll choose the same exact one here. We're going to share it, choosing Facebook. And then you can choose a specific time that you want it to go out. So if you did want it to match the same exact time as Instagram, you're welcome to do that here. Or if you want to choose a different time, let's choose Friday, for example, we can schedule that to go live as well. So then you'll see those all pop up inside of our calendar here. Now, if you ever want to cancel a post, you can just delete it directly from the calendar too. And something else that's really fun is that you can pop directly into any of these white blank squares and schedule your posts from here. I think this is really fun and great for business owners that want to plan their entire week out all in one little moment in one sitting. So you can pop in, choose your favorites. This is a cool shot. And schedule that one. I think it was for Wednesday. And you'll see that pop up here. Okay, let me do the team a favor and delete these so they don't actually go live. And then I'll come back to the chat. All right. Sarah says, if I have wording that I want, but need Munch to just create the reel or the post so I can add the wording, how do I do this? That's a really great question, Sarah. Let me go ahead and share screen again. There's a couple different ways that you could do that. Let's say, because I think you mentioned video, we'll go into this video project here. Um, though there's a couple ways. We'll go through both of them. But let's say that we're jumping into this one. And let's click edit because ultimately that's what we want to do. Adding different text on screen, let's say. You can add in a text box and you can put your words directly in here. So specific text. There we go. And let me press play. I mean, the best part is that when oh gosh, I see it. It's really small. So let me go ahead and increase that size here. This is just an example. Obviously, I want to have specific text. Let me go ahead and delete that now before that saves. So you can add text in that way. But if you also are, talking about your caption, when you go into edit, let's see. When you go into edit, you can click on Magic Captions and update your description here or caption. So that's another way. And then the other way that I'll show you for updating your own. Oh, this is a really fun way too. Sorry for jumping around so much, but coming back to the planner, you can add a post in here and actually start with a photo or a video. So maybe this is one that you specifically upload, which you're welcome to do, or choose from this library. Say choose this one of the road. You can jump in here and add any text on top of this too. So it almost is like you can have as much touch with Munch Studio as you want to generate the post that you would like to see. Or you can have as little touch as you would like to see too. And then the last thing that I was just going to show you is that you can do the same thing from the Explore page. So again, it's just going from your post, selecting edit, and then updating any of your text, whether that's on the image itself or inside of the caption. Okay, Alicia asks, I have a podcast that's used as my content marketing for my business. Congratulations. The podcast has its own socials and a website as well. Can I integrate that within the business post in Munch, or do I need to create a separate account? I'd rather be integrated if possible. If ultimately it's being posted to two different um, accounts, then you'll need two different munches. If, for example, it was the same business, the same umbrella, and you wanted Instagram to post on your podcast page and Facebook to post on your personal page, you could do that. You can choose ultimately what it's integrated to, which account, but you couldn't do two Instagram accounts, one for podcast and one for your personal account on Instagram. Something that you could do, however, is everyone keep in mind every post Munch generates or that you work with Munch to generate can be downloaded. So you can create it through Munch Studio, download it, and post it across any account or send it to your best friend, right? It doesn't matter. All of that content really belongs to you to use as you'd like. So that might be a little workaround for you, Alicia. Otherwise, two different accounts would be a fix as well. Sarah asks, is there a way to have Munch create more reels for Instagram? Absolutely. You'll start to see more of those videos coming through naturally just because of some of the goals of Munch Studio and what the team is working on behind the scenes. You can also sort specifically. Let me share screen again. Um, so I'm excited about that question because I know where they're going and what will be rolling out soon in regards to video. And again, inside of projects, you can make unlimited videos that you would like. But with that, you're giving it something, right? You're giving it a video to work with. But if you do want to look at Reels specifically, I'd go to Instagram. underneath this filter here, and then scroll down and find a good reel. So we could use this one, for example, this one. So it's not necessarily generating more for you, but it is helping to narrow down that search for you. Another thing you could try, I haven't personally done this, but inside of brand settings, you could add to the business description, video content preferred. Again, I'm not sure, that's not something I've tested specifically, but it could be worth a shot for you. Okay, I think we got through all of the questions and basically right on time. But I really wanted to take a moment just to thank you all for spending this time with me today. I hope that I'm leaving you with something new to try, something that you're excited by, and I hope that you take a little bit of time after this call to take some action and start to schedule some of your posts to go live. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to hear from you. And again, if you haven't yet signed up for Munch Studio, you're welcome to take our trial at munchstudio.com. Would love to see you on the inside. All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care.